Okay, guys, welcome. So today we are going to be learning about multi-digit numbers multiplied by multi-digit numbers, okay? And so today's date is November 23rd. It is a Monday. We're quickly approaching Thanksgiving, so this is a skill that you can take into Thanksgiving and maybe practice with your brothers or sisters, maybe practice with your cousins, maybe with your parents, grandparents. Show them what you have learned how to do. So today's I can statement is I can multiply multi-digit numbers by multi-digit numbers using multiplication strategies. Okay, so we already know how to multiply one-digit numbers. So we're going to go ahead and look at this one. We know how to do this, and we can do this by multiplying the ones place times the ones place. Okay, so 3 times 3 is 9. And then we're going to multiply the tens place by the ones place. 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, so we know that number is 69. All right. But what if we took it a step further and said 23 times 10? Okay. If I said this, I would need to make sure I'm multiplying every single number. So first, I'm going to multiply my ones place. 3 times 0 is 0. Okay, now I'm going to multiply my tens place times my ones place. 2 times 0 is 0. Okay, and now what we're going to do is something that might be kind of strange. We're moving over to the tens place, right? So that 1 is in the tens place. We're going to start multiplying the tens place. So what I need to do is I need to move to the tens place down below here as well. Okay, so we are going to put a 0, make that a little smaller. We're going to put a 0 here. Okay, so that I start at my tens place. Okay, so now I'm going to multiply my tens place times my ones place. 1 times 3 is 3. And now I'm going to multiply my tens place times my tens place. 2 times 1 is 2. Okay, now I'm going to add them together. And I'm going to get 230. Okay, because I added my ones together, I added my tens together, and I added my hundreds, which I only had that one. Okay, so that's great and all, but what if it looks a little more like this? Well, we can use that same strategy that we used at first. Or, and let me go back, I shouldn't have erased. We had 230 here, and we had 69 here. Okay, I know that 10 plus 3 is 13. So I can say that I just broke this problem apart, and I did 23 times 3 and 23 times 10. Okay, so if I add those back together, my answers for those two, I'm going to get the answer to this problem. So 230 plus 69 is, do this math in your head while we go together. 0 plus 9 is 9. 6 plus 3 is 9. 2 plus nothing is 2. 299. Okay? So let's look at another one. And first, I want you to break this down into what its tens and ones place could be. And this is why it's going to be really important to remember our tens and ones, or I guess all of our place value. We're also going to do hundreds today, maybe even go into thousands. Okay, so here's our ones. What is our one that we are multiplying 28 by? 8. Okay, what about the tens place? What's our tens place that we're multiplying 28 by? Look right here. 10. Okay, so I can do 28 times 8 and 28 times 10. And then I could get the answer for both of these and add them back together to get my full answer for 28 times 18. Okay? And if that's easier for you, if you understand that better, that's great. Okay? Sometimes that is easier for people, especially when it is in the tens place, right? We're just going to add a 0 to the end. So this would be 280. 8 times 8 is 64. Carry the 6. 2 times 8 is 16 plus the 6. 16 plus 6 is, and you can do it out by the side if you need to, 12. 1 plus 1 is 2. So it is 22. Okay, and then we would add those together. Okay, but I want to teach you this way, okay? Because I want you to be able to know how to do it this way. So we know one strategy. We can break it down into its ones and tens and then add the ones and tens. If we had hundreds, we would break it down into ones, tens, and hundreds. Okay, but we're going to do this, okay? So remember I said that we need to multiply each place value. Okay, so first we're going to start by multiplying ones times ones. 8 times 8 is 64. Okay, now we're going to do tens place times ones place. Okay, and 2 times 8 is 16. And we're going to add that 6. Okay, and that's 22. All right, and now what I want you to do is I want you to go in and erase what you wrote so you don't get confused, because now we're moving to the tens place right here. Okay, when I move to the tens place, I've got to start at the tens place. So I'm going to put a 0 at the back so I can start in my tens place. Remember that 0 always has to be there so I can start in my tens place. So 1 times 8 is 8. Okay, and then we're going to do tens place times tens place. 1 times 2 is 2. Okay, now I can add these together to get my final answer. Okay, so 4 plus 0 is 4. 8 plus 2 is 10. Carry that 1. 2 plus 2 is 4. Plus that 1 on top is 504. All right, awesome. And we can see this is the same thing as breaking it down into its ones place. Okay, so those are all ones, and this is tens. Okay, just like we multiplied, we split it up and multiplied the ones place and the tens place. Okay, we're gonna do one more. Okay, and this one is going to be a bigger one, okay, because I want you guys to really feel like you've got this. Okay, so here's our problem. Okay, I want to split this up into, and actually, well, we'll do it like this. We'll split it up into ones and tens. So in our ones place, we have 365 times, what's our ones place down here? 3. And in our tens place, it's going to be 365 times, what's in our tens place? 20. Okay? And like we talked about, we could find the answer for this, find the answer for this, and then add them both together, okay, to get our final answer. And if you want to do that quickly, you can. Okay, so I'm going to just fill in our answers. So 365 times 3. Remember, I'm going to do this super fast, so go ahead and pause the video to get these two answers and then check it with mine. So 5 times 3 is 15. 6 times 3 is 18, plus 1 is 19. 3 plus 3 is 6, plus 1 is 10. 1,095. And then 365 times 20 is 365 times 20. We know that's all going to be 0, 0 down here. 2 times 5 is 10. 6 times 2 is 12, plus the 1 is 13. 3 times 2 is 6, plus the 1 is 7. So our answer, when we added those together, would be 7,300. Okay? And then we would just add those together. And here we go. Okay, it would be 5 plus 9, 3, and 8,000. Okay, so here we go. We have 8,395. So let's see if we get that over here. All right. First, what place value am I multiplying? Ones times ones. Okay, so 5 times 3 is 15. Okay, now we're going to do tens times ones. 6 times 3 is 18, plus the 1 on top is 19. Okay, and then hundreds times ones. 3 times 3 is 9, plus the 1 is 10. Look familiar? Right here, 1,095, 1,095. These are our ones because we multiplied by our ones place each time. Okay, so we've got 1,095 ones. Now we're going to move to our tens place. Okay, and we are going to make sure we erase so we don't get confused. Erase, 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 and erase. Okay. Okay, now that we're in our tens place, remember our magical first start. We have to start in our tens place, so we need to put a 0 in the ones place. Okay, and that will allow us to start in the tens place. So we're going to do our tens times our ones. 2 times 5 is 10. We're going to carry that 1. Okay, and then we're going to move to another color. Now we're going to do our tens place times our tens place. 6 times 2 is 12, plus the 1 is 13. And then last, hundreds times 10. 3 times 2 is 6, plus that 1 up there is a 7. All right, and we're going to add those together. So let's check real quick. Oh, looks like we got the same for our tens. Okay, this is our tens. And now we're just going to add them together. 5 plus 0 is 5. 9 plus 0 is 9. 0 plus 3 is 3. 1 plus 7 is 8. Okay? All right, guys, we're going to keep practicing this. Great job today. Make sure, if you're still confused, to talk to your teacher or maybe rewatch this video and try to work through it on your own. Okay? You guys did a great job paying attention and listening today, and we will see you in ELA.